Same old love. Her body was a marauder's map, and he solemnly swore he was up to no good. This is a different love story. Okay, same but different. Okay, more same than different. Okay, I lie. It's the same. It's all always been the same ever since Adam wanted to Netflix and chill with Eve. She was convinced, just convinced, that she was over her ex. And so she said to her best friend every time they met. And while the remnants of his last love's kiss were still on his lips, he was ready for another trip. And what they had in common was a growing belief that love is shitty. And this they preached to all their friends. But what they didn't say out loud, even to themselves, was how much they wanted it, despite the pain, the frustration, the messy ends. January. They met outside a small grocery store when the shopkeeper handed her a paper bag of sanitary pads. A paper bag in these times because while black plastic is out, black stigma isn't. Sanitary pads that he was buying for his sister. They met over this awkward mistake. First eyes, then smiles, then belly laughs, and then hands. February. He liked that she asked him out. She liked that he liked that. Actually, they both had mixed feelings about it, but in the beginning of a relationship, any mix is a threat, and any dichotomy is denied. It must all be pure, unadulterated. They spoke over coffee, over biryani, over vodka, each making their complex lives simpler for the other. For what is love if not making me easier to digest and ingest for you? Well, they both did say to each other that I am an open book, but what they didn't say is that I get to decide which page you read. Summer. Her body was a marauder's map, and he solemnly swore he was up to no good. He called it lovemaking, she called it sex, but whatever they called it, it was glorious. The rising heat inside hardly noticed the rising heat outside, and they merged like a double helix, like their very DNAs were emerging only to cater to the annoying demands of everyday life. Rains. Life took over, like it always does, like an ancient forest always there ready to encroach upon untended towns. And these weren't even paper towns. No, as they ignored the gnawing feelings in their souls, that wise old lady who told that you need to meet more often, you need to cherish each other more. These weren't paper towns, but digital cities. With WhatsApp buildings and Insta towers and Messenger parks and all kinds of filters to filter out the truth. But her lies were small and white, and the twings and twangs at his gut upon looking at her FB pics were just like discordant guitar strums. It wasn't a big deal, so why bother the other? September. They both came to know that the cliche was wrong. The relationship does not turn sour first. First, it turns bland, as it loses the sweet and then the spicy. It becomes like the cardboard that he wrapped her Valentine's Day gift in. And then it becomes bitter. And this is where people stay, because at least it tastes of something. They stay hoping that love will fill their lack. They stay hoping that the good old days come back. Winter. He called her two-faced. She gasped and then shrieked, I am not two-faced. I have more than two faces. I have many faces. You knew this about me. You liked this about me. She called him clingy and insecure, how he wouldn't give her space. He called her flighty, non-committal, how she wouldn't give him time. Space-time was a sweaty blanket. Once a sweet-smelling sky over their pleasuring bodies, now pinched, bunched, never enough for the two of them. Christmas. She texted him at midnight from her hometown, I don't think we are working out. He was partying in Goa, so he didn't see the message until noon the next day. The absence of double blue ticks, the absence of him told her it was over. The presence of a text instead of her, the presence of a hangover told him it was over. And while these symbols spoke so much, there was really nothing more left to say. And so on 31st, they resolved that love is indeed a shitty thing, and that it was time to grow up and never fall again. That this time they would keep their vow. And so they set out towards the new year, their hearts a little more hardened, their souls a little more broken, and each secretly wanting love a little more.